Good morning. Welcome to Leaning In with Anne. This is a live walk and talk that I do every single weekday morning. Oh, we just walk, we talk, we sort out kind of the things that are going on in the world, not politically, the way that we look, way we perceive it, way we feel about it. We take those things that we've learned and I help you fill in the gap so that you can actually live the way that you want to. So some things we've got beliefs about that are a little bit skewed. Most of the time, there are false beliefs passed down from our fathers, false traditions, if you will. If you're a Gen Xer like me, your kids are actually getting it and you're kind of left behind. So I'm helping fill in those gaps between what's happening and what's not. One of the biggest things is that we have permission to feel. We were not taught that you could feel. I did not teach my children that it was okay to feel. And that is a falsehood that I am here to change because emotional loneliness, it's killing us. Very literally, emotional loneliness is killing us. So I am all about let's get out of emotional loneliness. And I'm here to help you do it. Okay. So I'm Anne Ferguson. I'm an author. I've written 3 courses. And I'm in the process of writing my book. And I am a believer. When I have a choice, I choose to believe. And I'm a believer. And so I want to help you believe too, whatever belief you have, whatever belief you need. We are going to talk about, we're still kind of on our subject of money. Been doing that for the last couple of days, making money our friend, like for real, like as a friend, talking to money every day. Hey, money, what do you know about you? I'm going to tell you what happened with me yesterday. It was super cool. All right. I want to jump into this little subject right here. Ready? Be careful what you ask for. You may just get it. Okay, hands up. Even if you're watching this on the replay, hands up if you have heard that. Okay, that says to me that God is kind of like a 15-year-old boy, a 14-year-old boy, who's just delighted in like pushing your buttons. Yeah, go ahead and ask me. I'm gonna make this the hardest way possible. Just do it. Okay, so we go, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm just gonna do things all by myself because I don't trust. Reality, I don't trust. Okay, how about we change that one around? What you believe, whatever you believe, creates emotions. Whatever emotions you have creates the actions you take. Now, it all starts with a thought. So we're in control of our thoughts. So what thought would you like to have to create the belief that you can ask for whatever you want and you may just receive it? You hear the difference in that? It's the word be careful. It's that. Be careful for what you ask for. Let's go with money for just a second. Most of us know how to be in lack. Like we got that down. Yeah. We changed the adage. Let's see how this is going to run. Okay. And is it instead of be careful, help me out here. Instead of be careful for what you ask for, what would be better? For me, it's like anticipate, like joyfully anticipate what I ask for because I'm going to receive it. Not I might receive it. Hear the might in it. It's all doubt and it's all fear. So the idea of fearing God is kind of a problem. I talked to somebody about this yesterday. I do not believe that God causes great things to happen. I do believe that he cannot protect you from the things that naturally happen. And that when we ask, excited to receive, he has permission to get involved in your life and do a lot of things. Everything's possible. Fear in the scriptures is actually respect. Did you know that? Respect his power, respect the fact that he loves you, respect him. So I used to think that fear of God used to be, the great Oz that was behind the curtain, and I needed to be shaking and trembling before him. I want you to consider this. Shake and tremble before him means bring your fear to him, not be afraid of him. Bring your fear. Say, hey, I'm really, really afraid about it. Like you would with a parent who is emotionally mature. Your fear doesn't trigger their inadequacy. See, if they're emotionally mature, you're okay if you're afraid. They go, oh, you're afraid. Let's talk about this. Let's see why you're afraid. What can I do to support you? What is yours to do? That is an emotionally mature parent. A lot of us are raised with not emotionally mature parents. So we're afraid. What do they tell you when you're afraid? Get over it. Push through it. You're fine. You're going to make it. Not mine. I got to teach you to be tough. The world is not easy. You've got to prepare to just be able to do it by yourself. And then we go, hey, God. And we think that God's going to do it by yourself. Good luck with that. Right? Okay. Is it true that things can happen when you ask for things? That's not what you expected. Okay, I'm going to give you one. This could totally go into the adage. Be careful what you ask for. You might just receive it. Okay, I asked for family unity. My kids were at each other's throats. They were fighting all the time. They were being so incredibly mean to each other. This is a year and a half, almost 3 years, I guess, after the divorce, and the anger had really kicked in. I asked for family unity. Our finances were a hot mess. Some things that happened with child support, to our budget completely off, and our finances were a mess. And my son, who is very, very beautifully high-functioning Asperger's, to the point that you don't know what you're looking at. There's just some quirks, some things here and there. He was getting beat up by the schools. It was bad. So I'm like, and I need help with Jaden. Those are the three things. And you know what happened? That was a Monday. And I remember thinking, no, I'm just going to ask. I'm just going to ask. Because I had the, be careful what you ask for, you might just get it. I went, no, I'm going to trust him. I'm going to trust him. And that was Monday. And on Friday, so Friday evening, a 40-foot oak tree in a 15-minute storm smashed my house, and it was condemned immediately, and I was homeless. Now, my faith was pretty rot up to this point. Like I was kind of in a faith crisis and was just trying to come back and trust him again. And he throws a tree into my house. So I asked for family unity, financial help, and help with my son. And I got a tree in my house, and I was homeless. Let me tell you about that. They called it an act of God because carpenter ants had eaten the roots out of this tree. Now, earlier in the day, an arborist had come, who's a neighboring property, and cut 2 trees down in front of it. New owner was coming in and says, I want these 2 down. So the arborist came, cut those trees down, and didn't know that the roots had carpenter ants. So the storm whips up, and usually there were 2 trees that would buffer that tree in any kind of wind. This is a pretty big one. It's called a microburst. And it whipped that tree around, and it didn't have any roots, and it smashed my house. Well, okay, be careful what you ask for. Let me tell you what actually happened. The insurance money took care of all of our financial problems. All of them. When you're in a family crisis, your family binds together in a different way. And North Carolina is where we ended up, and those schools saved my son's life. Everything I wanted. Now, everything doesn't have to be that dramatic. Let's actually do this a different way. Okay? Be excited for what you ask for because you're going to receive it. And let's put a caveat on that, in the best possible way for you. Best possible way for you. Doesn't mean he's going to make your life miserable. My husband and I were struggling in our marriage, and that created something in me where I gave up all the control. I was controlling my husband all the time. And I just went, I can't control this. You take over insurance. You do what you need to for a family. And I learned to trust my husband that he actually knows how to take care of us in a crisis. It was beautiful. So let's talk about money for a minute. That's our theme. Financial flow, excessive resources, freedom, breath, the ability to pursue passions. What does having an abundance of money mean to you? What does that mean? What feeling do you get when you think of having an abundance of money, all the things that you need and want? What does that look like? Do you have guilt? I shouldn't want this because I shouldn't have money. Do you have a fear that if I have a bunch of money, I'm going to become prideful and therefore wicked, and therefore I'm not going to make it like the celestial kingdom? Because what happens is people get abundant and then they get prideful and then they turn away from God because they think it's all about them. Is that true? Can't be. What if you believe that money will bless your ability to humbly serve God? What is your belief? Hey, God, what I would really love is to have enough to bless the lives of others. I would really love to have confidence in my abilities and be humble to the next right step. I would love enough money to do that. Can we do that? If you anticipate the excitement, see, honestly, the place that I was when I asked for family unity, asked for financial help, and I asked for Jade, I was desperate. I was absolutely desperate. Please, please, please. I was begging. See, it's bad enough. It's so bad. I need you to help me. Please help me. That energy was desperate. Do you think God could have done all of that a different way than the tree? Mm-hmm. Do you know that the insurance called it an act of God? So I could witness his hand in my life. What if I don't need that kind of dramaticism in order to have all that I want and all that I need? It's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool thought. Yeah. So let's talk to our money for a minute. I'm going to tell you what I experienced yesterday. Okay, so I told you that when I had this talk with money and I said, hey, money, what do you need me to know about you, Janae? And it told me it was stretched too thin. It actually reminded me later that there was a subscription that I needed to cancel. And when I was about to cancel it, somebody popped on my Zoom. I ended up having a meeting with them. And then I looked and, oh, shoot, it's past time. Darn it. I have to wait till tomorrow to actually get to the company so that I can do this, because it's one of those you got to call in and cancel, like an auto ship. That way it was an auto ship. So I go, oh, shoot, I missed it. Then I woke up yesterday morning and by dang it, yesterday was the day that money came out of my account. Oh, here's a fun fact. Yesterday I said, nope, today's the day. I am going to cancel that auto ship. And I went into the site. It'd been so long since I've been there. They had changed it and you don't have to call. Click. I could have clicked it that night if I had just listened to my money. My money was trying to say, hey, babe, we're such too thin. I canceled that and I got so excited. Like, hey, look, we did it. We're best friends. I did that for you. And then I was sitting around last night writing in front of the TV, and all of a sudden this thought came about another subscription. I have not used it. And my team is not using it. And money showed up and said, hey, guess what? We can totally cancel that. I totally jumped on and I canceled that one. And I felt like I'm in partnership with my money. That feels so different than feeling like I'm irresponsible with my money and I need to do some things to show that I'm a grown up and I'm very responsible. Friendship with my money feels so much better. Oh, so We talked 2 days ago about having a talk and a walk with money, becoming its friend. I totally became money's friend. Money says, hey, cancel this thing. Money is a friend who's supporting me. I can be money's friend. Hey, you're stretched too thin. You're kind of weak. Huh. What do you need from me? Have you ever had a friend who's kind of down and out and you say, hey, what can I do for you? And then you run to the store and you do all the things just to comfort them and help them. What if that's what you do for your money? Hey, money, what can we do for you? Hey, money. Okay, ready? I've had kids and putting them in ballet lessons and things so that they can develop their talents, right? So that they can expand and grow and be more of who they are because that particular passion drives them. What about doing that with money? Hey, money, what do you want to get involved in to like expand you and make you more of who you are? How about that? I had an opportunity this morning. I will share it later. Woke up really sleepily. Kind of got my eyes around me. Turned the alarm off. Turned the sleep off. I don't usually do this, but I jumped onto Facebook. And there was an ad for something. And I went, there's so many ads. I just don't even, whatever. This one, without me knowing it, I clicked on. And I went, that's really interesting. It says, free webinar, learn more. What the heck? See if it's even around. It started in 2 minutes. And I was able to listen to it before I got ready to come out here. In the listening, it's a really good talker. They usually are, right? They get you all excited. I don't do that. I sit and I go, hey, God, this one's interesting because I don't usually click on ads. What about this? Is this what we're doing? And I'm going to get some more information for sure. I'm not committing to anything, but I can feel even if there's nothing here, the Lord's doing something new and not new. There's a desire that I asked for probably 2 years ago. And it's like coming into focus now. Possibilities here. That would be cool. I don't have to know how. I just have to be willing to be blessed by the Lord. You don't have to know how to get out of this financial mess. Your work is not figure out how. You don't have to know how to build a healthy savings. Your work is not figure out how. Your work is feeling what it feels like when you have arrived in. What does that feel like? Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what this is yet. And there's a reason for it. There are only a select few people who have the right to my dreams. Because I do not want to give my dreams to people who will tell me all the reasons why it's not possible. If that were the case, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. So it's not lying to them. It's not, they just haven't done the mindset work to hold on to my vision, right? And so I give a few people the right to my vision. They help me hold belief. They help me ignite the belief in the possibility. Kind of gets me excited. So I love you, but I'm not telling you what this is. What I will tell you is what happens on the back end. I feel a level of satisfaction that I have not felt yet. I have felt satisfied. I would love that amplified. I feel used in the absolute best sort of way by God. I feel trusted. Trusted that I'll follow through. Trusted that what I do matters. That's what I will feel on the back end of this. I actually wrote a vision of this 4 years ago. It's in a book, and this is what I did. I said, so I believe in the gift of visions, prophecy, revelations, all sorts of things, right? And I, for the first time in my life, said, I would love the gift of visions. I used to think that was like highly, highly spiritual people who could have visions. And I'm not talking about visions for the end of the world, anything like that. I was asking to be able to see into my future, see what it would be like. And so I said a prayer and said, I'm asking for vision. I would love the gift of vision right now. And then I started writing as though what I was asking for had already occurred, like a journal entry, like 5 years in advance. Oh my gosh, today was like this, and this happened, and that happened, and I felt this, and all the things that was going to play into it. I had forgotten totally about that. I think it came to my memory about 2 days ago. I thought I should look at that again. I did not. However, I am going to go back home. I know exactly where that vision is written, and I am going to because I can see the things that are in the works for it now. Ask for the gift of vision. Ask to envision what you would love to feel and ask for belief. This is what I would love to believe. I would love to believe that I can be excited about what I'm asking for because I'm going to receive it. That is what I would love for you to do. Now, if you have a difficult time with belief in yourself, belief in God, if you have a really easy time believing that worst case scenario is going to happen, and you kind of spend a lot of emotional capital spinning, and I invite you to the Igniting Your Belief class with me. Please come. Please let me work with you. There's only 8 to 10 people. It is not super crazy expensive. It is life-changing, and it will help you ignite your belief in you, in your dreams, in God, in the people around you, in all of your next right steps. It will help you ignite belief. And I would love for you to be there. Let's ignite your belief about what God can do for you. If this kind of having a vision, feeling what you want to feel in advance, all of that is rough for you, it's just because there's a belief. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. That is it for today. If you have any questions you would love for me to answer, anything you would like me to talk about, any what ifs or I'm struggling with this, please send a message and I will address that in our thoughts. Okay, that's it. Have a great day.